I'm so excited to be here. It's a plum-pleasing pleasure as well as a privilege.
Yes, and back at you, sir. And to all of us that get to be with you today, thank you for being on the Pamela Show. Hey, John!
Hello, Pamela. Great to be here. Super excited. How are you doing?
Oh, it is so exciting. Well, everybody, this is John Tallarico. And welcome back to the Pamela Show, where we learn and we grow together. I am so excited that you are with me again because you are going to be so blessed by part 2 from my friend Rial Kunene. Last week, she ended off talking about seeds of greatness. And today we're going to jump into the rest of that interview and episode, and she is going to unpack what all of that means and talk about how you are here with a design, a purpose by design, and that as you are willing to accept that and surrender to it, that great things are going to flow out of you and you're going to be unstoppable. So again, with no further ado, would you please help me welcome to the Pamela Show, part 2, my friend, Rial Kunene. Hey, Rial!
My everyday inspiration, Mr. Les Brown, he once said, if you had to die today, at this very moment, at this hour, what dreams, what ideas, what visions, what goals, what talents, what skills, and what books will die with you? And he also continued that the richest place on this planet is the cemetery, because that's where all the dreams, all the visions, all the goals, all the talents, all the books have been buried. Honestly, I don't know about you, but with me listening to this message, it gave me sleepless nights. And I remember very well last year, I started writing Rise to Greater Heights book. And then I followed with, after the George Floyd healing, I followed up with human rights. So my book, Human Rights, will be published in the next month. So I can't wait to see many people reading my human rights book, because I believe that these are God-given freedoms. These are God-given fundamental freedoms, and no one should ever be subject to unjustified violence. And with my Rise to Greater Heights book, really, it's a comprehensive guide to turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. And the resilience to greatness, amazing co-authors in there, sharing their life experiences, changing lives one person at a time, globally. And so with my Rise to Greater Heights book, really, you're going to be able to explore leadership, empowerment. And the book is right here, by the way. You're going to be able to explore leadership, empowerment, being purpose-driven, mentorship, coaching, resilience to greatness, emotional intelligence, mental health, oh my God, spiritual growth, and many, many more topics. So better lay your hands on Rise to Greater Heights, and it's available on my website, www.risetogreaterheights.com. And I also have a free transformation guide on that website, www.risetogreaterheights.com. This transformation guide, trust me, it's going to turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. You know, growing up, I didn't have much because my father decided to have an early departure from this planet Earth. But I had everything because of my mama's love. And I love you so much, Mom. So I think whosoever said that the sky is the limit was wrong. From today on, I, Nompumelelo, Rial Kunene believe that the sky is our point of view. So let's all rise to greater heights. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, Nompumelelo. Did I say it right?
No. Lelo, Nompumelelo.
Lelo, Nompumelelo. There, I got it. There, I got it. Nompumelelo, Real. I am going to surprise you and have that correct.
Mhm.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Without words. I'm without words. You brought it home today. Listen, you all, here's some of the takeaways. I always have my journal with me or a notebook, and I'm always writing notes and learning.
Mhm.
Listen, don't let your legacy be buried in the cemetery.
Yes.
That's when you talked about that, quoted Miles Monroe,
Yes.
the late Miles Monroe.
Mhm.
Don't let your talents and your gifts and those things be buried. And that's why the word came up in my heart of your legacy. Our legacy is the things that we are living out as well as leaving here, right? Because when we depart, what we leave here is what we lived here.
Yeah.
And so at Real, as you're talking about all of these things that you're doing, you are absolutely living this out. You are not letting your legacy be buried. And that's what you're encouraging everybody with today. You also said to make the difference when you were talking about human rights. That's been one of the hashtags that I put at the end of everything that started at the beginning of COVID. And then, of course, going through everything when my city was on fire.
Yeah.
And continuing on today, that in order for us to have a difference, we have to make a difference, right? And it starts as a grassroots movement from the inside out. It really does. But you said something that really struck me, and I was going to ask you to expound on it a little bit more. You talked about being like the lion, and then you talked about the elephant and the mindset of both of them. But that for us to make a difference, we have to be like the lion, not the elephant, right? We have to be like the lion and to make an impactful difference. And so I was going to ask you, could you expound a little bit more on the lion's mindset versus the elephant's mindset and how that will impact people making a difference?
Yeah, no, thank you. Thank you for bringing that one up. If you go to the jungle, like let's travel to the jungle right now and see the giant elephant and see, like, if you look at the leg, just the leg on its own of an elephant, that elephant can just squeeze a lion with just one foot if the mindset was prepared that I am the boss in the jungle. But because things that we do in life, things that we come across in life, we feel like we just let our fears to take control over our lives. Like I'm scared of what people will think of me if I do this. I don't want to take, like, you don't have to be great to get started, like Les Brown always say, but you'll have to get started to become great. You don't have to, like, you don't have to be at the top of the staircase, but take the first step to get to the top. That's how the mindset works. The lion already told himself that, you know what, I am the king of the jungle. It doesn't matter if you're that big elephant, I don't care. I am the king here. I own this property. I am the owner. This is my private property. So yeah, that's the mindset that we really need. Like the ownership of things that we do. Even if you fail forward. Even if you lose something, learn something from losing that thing instead of focusing on the negative, like, oh, COVID-19 just happened. I've lost, like with me, I'm in the travel industry, everything was kind of a standstill. But instead of me like crucifying myself that, you know what, how can I build clientele? I started to venture on something else. I started writing, journaling, because I had the time on my hands. That's the mindset that we need. Instead of us like focusing on the negatives, let's try to be on the positive side. Let's try to be the bearer of good news. Let's try to be the go-getters. Cultivate your mindset for success always, no matter how much you fail. But Like Les Brown always say that if you happen to fall, try to fall on your back. If you can look up, it means that you can get up. That's the mindset that we need.
That's a really good way to explain that elephant versus lion mindset, because the elephant, like you said, is so much bigger and could just squish pretty much anything,
Yeah.
but hasn't developed the awareness. And
Mhm.
so no matter what the gifting is or talent, right, that
Yeah.
that elephant has, it's laying dormant. It's going back into that grave again. That
Yeah.
don't let your legacy be buried. And you also mentioned, if we are going to make a difference, that we would use our voices to do so, right?
Mhm.
That
Yeah.
our voice matters. And, in relation to, rising to greater heights,
Mhm.
resilience to greatness, and human rights. Would you expound a little bit for us about the importance of using your voice?
Yes, yes. I always say that the change that I want to see in this world must first begin with me. So, with me, I was raised by a widow who didn't have a voice in the community, and who, like anywhere that she goes, it's gonna be more like you're an outcast. And usually, like in my country, if you're a widow, you'll have to wear black clothes. Black to me, it's not a good thing. Like if you tell me black, it's not a good thing. So yeah, being raised by that widow, growing up as an orphan, and today I'm a single mom. I told myself that, you know what, I'm gonna make a difference with whatsoever I have. I just want to activate a global awareness and obliging resources on the dilemma of those trapped in a series of poverty. I know an orphan doesn't fit anywhere around the school playground. A single parent, she's trying by all means to provide basic needs for her children. That widow who doesn't fit anywhere in the community and whose voice has been silenced, they need a voice. So I founded my charity organization, Swazi Canadian International Foundation, back in 2017. It's a global, it's a global humanitarian and relief development organization which is here to make a difference to the less privileged, to stimulate awareness about the less privileged, the orphans, the widows, the single parents, because they need a voice. Their voice has been silenced. Like if you dive deeper into these three different individuals, you'll be so shocked that they are just going through a lot and no one is out there to pay attention on their needs. So we need those ones. Yeah, they have human rights too. They have human rights. And when you talk of social security, that's a right that they deserve because they can't afford. So they need a voice.
Wow. And just think about this, Riel. If
Mhm.
everybody listening right now
Yeah.
and watching takes that to heart and begins to use their voice in their little world, if we're all
Mhm.
reaching our little world, the whole world is going to be reached. Think about that. It's powerful. So let her words sink deep into you right now, because you have a voice and you have a story and it matters. And rise like that phoenix. I love that story that you shared about that, because you put the phoenix on a lot of things that represent you,
Yeah.
because you have resonated with that. But any of us out there, you out there today, you are that phoenix. Yeah, I wish that you could see us, but I wish that we were all in the studio together and I could just hit the pause button on the recording and we could go around the whole studio and give you the microphone and share your Phoenix story. And
Right.
and because it's powerful, and really that is what's going to make this huge difference in the world, bring human rights to the front, make sure that we're rising together, together we succeed, we're better together. All these things that Riel has mentioned today. I also have one more question for you. The
Okay.
only thing that stands in our way of maximizing our potential, our greatness, you said, is this: the only thing that gets in the way is not having action.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, now that's the way to put the focus back where it needs to be. and on accountability.
Mm-hmm.
You said that. You were going on about accountability. It's so important. Now, for somebody that's sitting there going, I don't know what action. I mean, I don't know anybody. I don't know where to start. I mean, how do I take action? I want to make a difference. What do you say to that person today who is listening, watching, and saying, "Oh, Riel, Pamela, that's me. I want to take action. Where do I start? Give me a starting point."
Yeah, you know what? Honestly, action is the opposite of fear because fear can paralyze you. Fear can use you. Like they always say that fear is false evidence appearing real. So instead of you being overwhelmed by fear, go for your actions and succeed. The reason why I'm saying this, it's because I've been a prisoner for my past for so many years. I let fear, fear being judged, fear of failing. It just stopped me in even trying new things. I let that to roll over my mind. So if you're listening, if you're watching, I just want to encourage you. Don't let procrastination hold you back. Don't let that fear hold you back. There is this common, I think it's an expression that the shiny syndrome object, whereby you just get distracted by anything that comes your way. Okay, now people are doing this, let me do it. It's gonna paralyze you, it's gonna use you. So please, as you're listening, don't let fear hold you back. Take action. You are the one responsible for your own happiness. You are the one who is accountable for your own goals, your visions, your ideas, your dreams. Go out there and make your dream a reality, because a dream without any vision, without any goal, it's just going to remain a dream because you haven't invested on it. So go out there, make a difference, take action, let fear stay in you behind, and focus on the faith that God has already instilled within you. Like with me, what encourages me the most is Hebrews 11. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. For by it we obtain a good testimony. You will never ever obtain a good testimony with fear, but with faith you will. So go out there with your faith. Trust God, trust the universe that you can do it, and you will do it.
That is so awesome. And I love the Hebrews verse you brought up there. Faith is now. And so I want to pull that back in just for a moment. Faith is now. Faith is action now.
Yes.
As a parent, when I say
Mhm.
clean that up now, it means now, right?
Yeah,
Do it now.
do
So
it now.
now is action. Faith
Yeah.
is action. You know what? Fear is paralysis. And sometimes fear will make a now thing happen, but it's not moving in the direction you want it to move. It's moving you backwards, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so from what Rial has said here, if you are going to take action, which I know you all want to and that you're going to, it is actually a way, taking action is actually a way you face your fears. Think about that.
Mhm.
It is a
Yeah.
way you face it. And another word for that is being courageous. So when you
Mhm.
take that action, even if it's just a little baby step, you
Yeah.
are being courageous. You are acting in faith. Even
Yes.
if you don't feel like it, you are acting in faith. When you take even that little step of action, you are being courageous,
Yes.
which we know is where the success is.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Is there
Yeah.
anything else you would like to share on that, Riel?
Yeah, so when you mention take the baby steps, I always say that take the baby steps in the right direction.
Yes.
What's your goals? Yeah.
Oh, that is so good. Man, this has been just so rich. Again, you also talked about how we need to make the difference in
Yeah.
this world. If there's a difference to be made, and we know this world needs different things, right?
Yes.
We know this world needs change. If it's really going to happen, it's going to be an inside grassroots movement. And we
Mhm.
can't just be looking off in the future without taking some responsibility and accountability, right? We can't just be looking to the politicians to do it, because if the politicians could have done it, in my opinion, this isn't a political show, so just allow me this one statement, everybody. If they could have done it, they would have done it. It
Mhm.
needs to be something within us, and it has to come out of our greatness, which is what you said. And if we will become resilient to anything but that, according to what Rial has shared today, not only will we rise from the ashes and change our world, but
Mhm.
the legacy that we're going to leave, that other people are going to look at and follow, is going to continue to change the world.
Oh, yeah.
Whew!
Wow.
Amazing stuff you brought today.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. I'm
Well,
like, preach on, Pastor, preach on.
that is such good stuff. What you me preach on? You brought it, girl. You brought the fire today. Anything I have said, you pulled it out of me. Rial,
Yeah.
thank you so much for being here today. I appreciate you, and I just love you so much, and I want you to know that. And to all of you that have come in and tuned in once again, I want to thank you, but I also know that you're leaving changed. And I'm going to ask you to do me a favor. Same one I ask every week. Will you please share this good news? Share this show. In fact, if you're watching it right now, which you must be because you're hearing me, there is a share button, and you can click that button. Please click that button and share this episode. You can share it on social media. You can email it to somebody. I always email it to my father-in-law. I call him my father in love. He's 92 years old, and he's such an inspiration, and he loves to watch this show. Download the Exposure app for somebody. You must have it if you're watching this show. Share it. Comment when you can. You can reach out to me on social media. If we all will just do a little bit, we're making the difference, like Rial said. So again, I just want to thank you so much for tuning in today to the Pamela Show, where we do learn and grow together. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye.
Ascend Above the Crowd is the newest course by Pamela Hinkle. Ascend is a self-paced email course that will come directly to your inbox and will change your mindset and your life. Each week, you will receive lessons, resources, challenges, and journal writings that will help you discover your purpose by design. It's your time to ascend above the crowd. To learn more about Ascend, go to www.purposewithpamela.com/ascend.
Wow. Inside of you, there are seeds of greatness. And those seeds are supposed to grow and flourish. And there is a reason you're here that is solely yours. It doesn't belong to anybody else. Now, didn't Rial bring that home? She sure did. And she gave you some steps on how to walk this greatness out and what to happen when the committee starts to try to tell you that it's not going to work or it's not going to happen. You are here on purpose, with a purpose, by design, and not by default. Now, please follow Rial. She's got so much information for you. You'll be able to see how to do that in just a moment. Thank you for tuning in today. And remember, go out there and be the salt and the light everywhere you go. See you soon.
Pamela Hinkle is the founder of the Purpose Center. Pamela is a mindset mentor, author, speaker, minister, and transformation coach. Her weekly podcast, international radio show, and television show are a lifeline that changes lives and inspires people to discover their individual potential through realizing their purpose by design. Pamela is a natural motivator and has shown many how to find their niche and transform their lives. Although success is an uphill battle, Pamela gives the necessary strategies to flourish, cheering you on every step of the way. Pamela shares from her personal experiences, education, and life as a woman in leadership, utilizing decades of knowledge. Taking the approach of, let's have coffee and chat, she will awaken your dreams and purpose by design. Are you ready for Pamela to help guide you? Email us at purposewpamela.office@gmail.com or go to her website at purposewithpamela.com.